Welcome to UNT on the Street. Welcome to our very first episode. I'm Asher Feltman here with...
I'm Sierra Galvez.
The beautiful and lovely and talented Sierra Galvez. A true triple threat.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show. It's called UNT on the Street. We're going to cover all sorts of topics around the community. The idea is that we're going to take it to the streets, interview actual people.
And find out what they're doing.
Find out what they're doing, what they think, and every week's going to have a new topic. We'll have a digital component. I heard you worked on a really nice timeline earlier.
I did. It's pretty good. Check out our Instagram at UNT on the Streets to
Twitter?
check it out. Twitter also at UNT on the Streets.
Today's topic is...
the streaming wars.
For a second, I was scared you had forgotten it.
I did for a second, but I know.
Okay,
I'm
well,
ready.
you know, it's the first show we'll work out the kinks. Today's topic is the streaming wars. As you know, Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus are last month editions.
Yes.
Like November, it's December now.
And then there's still the greats like Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime.
There's basically what we're saying is...
There's many.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
You're not going to buy all of them, are you? Unless you're like a gajillionaire.
Somebody did like a thing about that. And to have all of the streaming services, it's like over $100 a month or something like that.
That's just a lot of content.
That is a lot of content.
You don't possibly need that much.
If you have that much time, I don't know what you're doing.
It's scary to think that some people do have that much time.
I don't know what you do. But
I don't. I mean, I have no life and no friends, but even I don't have that much time.
I typically just used to watch Netflix and Hulu, YouTube sometimes, but now I just watch Disney Plus, and it's kind of bad how much I watch it.
What's crazy about Disney Plus is it just launched, and they're basically headlining their launch with The Mandalorian, the Star Wars show, and then they have like a couple of musical shows, I think like Encore with like Kristen Bell, and then there's the Nat Geo show with Jeff Goldblum, because those are properties Disney owns. But the scary part about how successful it's been out of the gate is that Disney Plus is basically banking on what's yet to come, and that's a whole lot of like Marvel, Star Wars, that not just because that's what I'm interested in as a big nerd in Marvel and Star Wars, but that is like the essence of pop culture right now. And to think that Disney has all those properties and all these new shows,
they have so much power.
They're like barely scratching the surface.
I think Disney's already taken over. Like Disney owns everything. Like I think it's just it's crazy. What do you think it's gonna do to the market?
I'm a little mixed on Disney taking over because Disney has mostly a hit record more than miss. I mean, you look at like movies, for example. Everybody was all, up in arms when they bought Star Wars because, oh no, it's Star Wars and Disney's gonna Disney it or whatever that means, make it kiddie, or I don't know. What's happened with Star Wars is not really that they've made it kiddie. If anything, they're kind of edgy PG-13 movies. I think it's just when you enter from an independently run company where George Lucas was making Star Wars decisions, now you enter Disney where it's a bunch of big corporate guys and gals, pardon me, that are making these decisions, and you end up with a muddied product. The other thing I really want to ask you about is, not only is Disney entering the marketplace, Disney Plus is cheap.
It's very cheap. It's like $6.99 a month, I think.
That's crazy. And how much is Netflix now?
Netflix, I think, is like probably $15 now.
More than, almost about double Disney Plus. And at what point does that affect the market? Because I still think a lot of people watch Netflix, but like you said, you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched Netflix in a couple weeks, like since Disney Plus probably came out.
I want to know what the people think. You want to know what the people think?
I want to know what the people think.
I want to know what the people of UNT. We're UNT students. We've got some UNT colleagues. I should mention the full production team of UNT on the Street. I really would be remiss not to mention our beautifully esteemed colleagues. Of course, I'm Asher Feltman, you're Sierra Galvez. We've got Tyler Pressley, who's basically the director. He runs the ship. I mean, he won't admit that, but he runs the ship. He is the captain. He's the captain now. And we've got Oscar Suarez and Azmar, who
are men on the street.
Men on the street. They are so good at going out and getting interviews, and that's what we want to lead into next. What are people watching? What platforms? What shows? So let's officially hit the street on UNT on the Street.
Let's check it out.
Question: do you stream online? Watch shows, videos, movies?
Yeah, I don't watch cable.
Absolutely.
I do.
I do, yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Netflix, Hulu mainly, YouTube.
Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube.
Yeah, I use Hulu, Netflix. Those are the main ones.
Yeah. Netflix, HBO, Amazon, all that.
I unfortunately do not stream. I cannot afford it right now.
I use Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus. For sure, I haven't been able to much this semester, but usually I'm a pretty big Netflix fan.
Yeah, Netflix, Hulu, CW, and Disney Plus.
Netflix, the Pirate Bay, and YouTube, I guess.
What do you watch on Netflix and Hulu? What were your top shows? What do you watch on these?
Disney Plus. I've been going through rewatching all the Marvel and Star Wars movies.
My friends and I always watch horror films together on Netflix.
For a while, it was Grey's Anatomy. I'm a biology major.
I like to watch Adventure Time, The Office, Parks and Rec.
Political thrillers, funny movies, BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty.
Sports stuff, action movies.
My friend and I are trying to marathon Orange is the New Black.
That was just a tease of what's to come on UNT on the Street. You can just feel the charisma oozing off of Oscar Suarez.
Oozing.
And really, it sounds like Netflix and Disney Plus are going to be like the two horses, so say me, in a two-horse race in this streaming business. It'll be interesting to see who can possibly win it.
For sure, I think so. Who do you think will win it?
I think that Disney, not only is it cheaper, they have so much more content to come.
They do.
What about you?
Right now it's Disney, but Netflix is just like the OG. Like, I don't think I'll ever.
Disney's a Disney and chill.
I have a question for you though.
What's that?
Do you think news stations will ever become a part of the streaming war?
So, as we so brilliantly learned in Professor McElroy's class, OTT news, over-the-top news, is becoming like the new version of news. It's basically streamlined news, like streaming news. It's condensed versions of the news because people just don't sit around and watch like the 6, 7, 8 o'clock news now because news is 24/7, especially on like social media and that kind of stuff. So I think it's inevitable. It's as inevitable as the internet. Like, you know, in the year 1998, some companies refused to believe the internet was a thing. It was just a fad. Like, no, I'm not going there. Like, if companies believe that now about streaming, they're going to be left behind. So
especially because a lot of people are just canceling their cable subscriptions.
Exactly.
So they're either going to just lose viewers or they got to join
right. And people are perfectly happy watching the news on their phone rather than paying for cable if they have to.
What about the news? Do you watch and or read the news? Do you watch and or read the news? What about the news? Do you watch and or read the news?
I do.
So my dad is a former newspaper editor, so I'm sure he would kill me if I said I didn't read the newspaper.
I'm more into like reading like grassroots news.
I keep up with the news quite a bit because I want to see what's going on in the country.
Do you watch and or read the news?
Of course not.
I use aggregated news outlets like Apple News, Google News, Flipboard, occasionally my Facebook feed, not often though, Twitter.
CNN, I try to check everything, but my go-to is CNN.
In the world of your streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, and et cetera, where do you think the news will fit here in the future?
Nowhere, because I kind of feel like, you know, people that don't watch cable know they don't watch cable because they know cable's a bunch of bull.
I know
it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it fitting more and more into social media things, which is not a great development in my opinion.
That being like a popular thing with streaming and Amazon having like HBO and all that, I think the news will definitely be able to be streamed.
I don't really know where like day-to-day news updates are going to come because I don't think cable's going to stay, frankly. And I don't think there's room for that on streaming services. And I don't think social media is the place. I hope that's not the place.
Yeah, it can get pretty dangerous. I agree. Where do you think CNN will fit here in the near future in the world of streaming services?
Wow.
I know it's kind of a hard question.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fine. That's fine. Thanks, man. That's totally fine.
Here at UNT on the Streets, we have some great sponsors. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes.
So I think we need to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor.
That was the first episode of UNT on the Street for Tyler Pressley, Oscar Suarez, Azmar Khan.
Sierra Galvez.
I'm Asher Feltman. No order of importance there. Sierra is obviously the most important one on the show.
Obviously.
We really thank you guys for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you every
Wednesday
on UNT on the Street. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Dang it! I want to look straight at the camera.